Bhai, let me know if you've ever been through something like this. And for those of you who don't know, Bhai basically just means brother. So I don't want you to think you're missing out on some sort of, language that you just don't know about. So I'm just letting you know. But, anyways, I digress. Do you ever feel like sometimes the world around you just feels kind of fake? I guess is the best way to put it. And I don't mean fake in the kind that you'd think. I don't mean disingenuous. I don't mean unhonest or anything like that, or liars and things like that. Of course, there's bad apples everywhere, but that's not what I mean. It just seems like there's a lack of oomph to it. There's a lack of. Let me give you some examples. Like every time I'll get on social media, uh, I just see loads and loads of videos with all these people that just don't tend to talk about kind of who they are, or what it is that they're like, or it all feels so surface level, and everybody seems like they're always happy all the time, or they almost have this face on. And you know another example is sometimes we're trying to talk to someone and they're just on their fucking phones all the time. Or you're trying to enjoy an activity and they're stuck on that. And you know it, sometimes it almost seems as if you can't even look a person in the eyes and talk to them and have a good long conversation about something valuable. There are very few people that I met that have the capacity to do this and actually stick to it and listen, because most that I'll talk to is just like, yeah, I get you, bro. Like, yeah, I don't know. It just seems like people have cut out what seems most interesting and intricate about them, because maybe it was looked down upon. There's that concept of the shadow, from Jungian psychology, where people almost suppress their creativity because it was looked down upon or no one deemed it worthy. And I kind of feel like it's that, but with aspects of their personality. Like they're afraid to be authentic, vulnerable, and express themselves in some manner. And that is something that is so lost. And the things I realize about a lot of the creators I watch, like Hamza, or sometimes even streamers and gamers that I used to watch back then, and even I do now here and there, to be completely and utterly honest, like XQC, like I see, even though we don't agree with everything they might have to say, like there's a degree of authenticity to them, and you could relate to them. You could talk to these people and have these kinds of conversations, and that is just missing from the world now, bro. And it's kind of sad to see. Like sometimes I'll just get really, really pissed about someone being on their phone when I'm just trying to talk to them and have a fucking like a decent conversation, a decent human interaction. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it could just be that I'm complaining about something, but at the same time, that is something that I want to help people out with, and I want to improve that, because I just feel like it's so lost these days, and it's just not there. That's partly why I make the kind of videos I do, and I don't really edit them. It's just, I just want it to feel like a conversation, bro. Like, I know you can't talk back and everything, and well, that's just kind of how it is, because I want to be able to spread the message and kind of teach you about my lessons and what I've learned, which doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not going through shit currently. There might be things that I'm struggling with. I'm not perfect all the time either. I still struggle to hit my macros from time to time. I still struggle to go to the gym, even though I've disciplined myself for 2 years. I think, why am I here today, bro? Why am I here? Like, I still have those thoughts, bro. Like, don't think just because you see it all around you that everything looks so perfect and everything just seems so disconnected from reality, that people still don't go through their own shit. And people, I don't know. I mean, those are two different things that I'm talking about, but I guess this video is just a whole ass rant, or me trying to talk about what I feel like we've lost from the world, which is just we've lost touch with reality and the need to be a lack of authenticity per se. Yeah, like I said, that's why I make these videos. I just want them to feel like a conversation, bro. As close to that as possible. I'm not trying to, go crazy with some edits or things like that. Now, of course, some channels might demand that or things of that nature, like, right? Like, I used to have a gaming channel that demanded that, so I did so. I can't get mad at these people for doing what it is that makes them very, very creative in some sense. But I don't know, it almost seems like we've lost touch with reality and trying to surround ourselves with real brothers and real people. Like you look at all around you, it's all fucked, bro. Like people, like men are killing themselves at very, very high rates, and they can't find real intimacy, so they look to go on, like, this has never happened to me personally, and I've told you all my lows, so this is honest. I've never gone on OnlyFans for anything like that or anything, but like, and I'm not trying to make fun of people that do that shit. Like, I'm trying to sit here and understand, because these people are probably at some of the lowest points of their lives, and they're just like hella struggling to find, someone real to connect to, bro. And they're just out here, finding a cheap imitation of love, even pornography, things like that, things that I know that is something I did struggle with, right? So, and still do. So I'm just being honest, and it all seems like we all have it all together, especially a lot of self-improvement YouTubers. It might be perceived that way, that we all have all of our things together, but in reality, we're just like you, bro. Just like you, bhai. I promise. We all got our own struggles, bro. But even then, I think that is even more the reason to try to stay in touch with reality and be authentic, because if we can relate that experience to others, we can try to bring them back into reality. Because I know when I was on all of the bad habits and all the addictions that I just felt kind of like a zombie. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, I felt like I was so out of touch with reality and everything going around me, and I didn't care to really have any sort of real relationships with people. All I needed was a laptop to be able to, play my games or do things like that. And even though I was interacting with people, it's like, you need to stay connected to reality to some degree, bro. You just have to. And I'm gonna be completely honest, this video, I don't know where I was exactly taking with it or going with it, but I wanted to add something else to it too. And it's just that sometimes I might make videos just to like contemplate the topics and think about things, because I think I might be the missing puzzle sometimes to a problem that you might have, or you might have the missing puzzle to something that I'm thinking about that I haven't fully been able to articulate in my brain, and so you might like comment that or post that or something like that. So I'm just trying to make this as real of a brotherhood as I can. That's why I call you a bhai or brother. Like, I'm just trying to make this and use this as a platform. And I know that seems kind of hypocritical. It's like you're saying you want to be in touch with reality and like create a brotherhood, but you're posting online, and to some degree I kind of have to play the game, right? So I will, but I'll do that in the way that I think is the most authentic, and the way in which I think I can connect to people the most, which is showing a level of vulnerability and wanting to create the kind of brotherhood that I do, and creating that like community. So yeah, sometimes I'll just make videos like this where I'm just like thinking or contemplating on topics that I don't necessarily have the answer to, because I don't have the answer to everything. And I think Marcus Aurelius said this at some point too. Some things you just don't need to have an opinion about, or and I kind of take that as some things I don't need an opinion about, or some things I might not completely have an opinion about. So it's just me, I guess, just putting it out there, y'all. So yeah, that's all I got for y'all today. Peace.